Hi, everybody. I'm Courtney with Schneider's Driver Recruiting, here today with Emily. We're both recruiters within the department, and just wanted to talk to you today a little bit about everything. So this is one of my favorite videos because we can kind of do a big, all-around, broad view of anything you can think of question-wise we can tackle. So just questions about what it's like to be a truck driver here at Schneider. So we'll start off, just kind of kick off with a couple topics, dive into those. If you have questions or want to know about something certain that we haven't gotten to yet, definitely ask the questions in the comments below. They'll pop them up on our screen over here, and then we'll dive on in and answer those questions. So we'll kind of kick off. I wanted to start off in just a broad general view of different driving opportunities we may have. But Emily, I'll let you kind of kick off and start, and we'll chat a little more.
Yeah, awesome. So hi, everybody. We just, like Courtney said, wanted to touch on some different things that Schneider has to offer, just to kind of jump right in. We have a lot of different opportunities at Schneider, ranging from all different types of things. Mm-hmm. And I always tell my drivers, if you start with one thing, you're not happy, the good thing about Schneider is you can always switch over to something else.
Absolutely.
So there's that stability there.
Mm-hmm.
We have over the road, we have regional, intermodal, mm-hmm. tanker, solo, dedicated, team.
Right.
Pretty much anything that you can think of.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people ask when they call on in, like, well, I saw this, but then there was this. So what does this all mean? So, like you said, yeah, we just listed off a ton of different, lines of business. So if you're new to driving and are kind of questioning which one would be a good fit, that's why we are on board to help you out with that. So William is saying hello in the comments. So hi, William. So if you have any questions, let us know. So we'll kind of dive deep into those driving opportunities. So we'll start with van truckload or you might hear it referred to as the VTL division. Basically, what that is you're hauling dry freight. So whether it be for a specific customer or just really any customer in general, you can haul what is called VTL freight. So there's team versus solo versus regional versus over the road. So a little bit of everything. Each one can get you home on different time frames, I guess is what I'm looking for, whether it be weekly, bi-weekly. And we're pretty flexible, too. So if you want to stay out longer than your intended route is for, you can more than definitely do that.
We have more freight than we have drivers.
Yes.
So keep that in mind.
Yep, absolutely.
We have the freight here, so if you want to stay out, more power to you. So
absolutely.
We have that opportunity to get you home, too.
100%, 100%. With the VTL options, mileage can really range depending on the account you're on. So if it's regional versus over the road, obviously over the road will get you a little bit more miles. Teams, we do a lot of times a video on teams, and we can do another whole segment on teams and just the different opportunities. So if you don't have a team partner on board, we can match you with someone. It's a really great opportunity, and usually teams, because the truck is always running, you have, like let's say if Emily and I were a team, Emily drives during the day, I drive at night, so the truck's always running, and then therefore you get lots of miles. You can travel further of a, area and get more freight that way too. So teams usually pay a little bit higher than like a solo account as well too. So a lot of great opportunities on that end. So
looks like William said, I can't drive for Schneider because I don't have any experience.
Lies, William.
Not true.
Lies. So, or I should say false. It's not a lie, it's false. Even if you don't have tractor trailer experience, we hire from any type of experience. So somebody that literally graduated truck driving school yesterday to somebody that's been driving for 30 years. Anybody can drive. You just got to figure out what's good for you and what works out of your area. So Schneider Jobs has a lot of great opportunities. If you go and type in your zip code, it'll pull any job out of your area, and then you can filter by experience too. So lots of different options. Yeah. So good question.
Yeah, looks like Nick. I saw something at one point about drivers from Hawaii being able to come up for the summer to drive. Can you tell me about that? I have my Class A with tanker. So I've hired some drivers out of Hawaii, but I don't really know if it's just for the summer.
Right, I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard about any like part-time or seasonal work like that. Now, we did have seasonal teams recently, so It's not that it would never be there. It's just not something that I've dealt with yet. Definitely keep an eye on our website, though, if that's something that you're interested in doing. And in the future, we could offer it.
Absolutely. And Nick, kind of to go on that tangent a little bit too, I mean, for everyone, if you don't see something that's available in your area today, doesn't mean it might not be there tomorrow, next month, summertime, whatever it may be. So what I would highly recommend, Schneider, sign up for alerts at schneiderjobs.com. You can do it by email or text, and they will alert you as to when a new job is open and available in your area too. So, if you don't see that today, I'd still sign up for the alerts because you never know what might come around sooner rather than later.
Right.
So, great question. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about van truckload. Another thing too we can talk about that's kind of very similar to van truckload is dedicated.
Yeah.
So offers a lot of the same opportunities versus over the road team solo, but you're just dedicated to a particular customer or a particular type of freight. What a lot of drivers who drive dedicated really enjoy about it, you get a little bit more consistency with a customer. So, for example, if you're driving for one of our global customers, or what we work with is Walmart, you are a dedicated Walmart driver, you are hauling just specifically to Walmart stores. You get a little bit more of an understanding as to what are they looking for. I know that I've been to this particular Walmart before, so I know where to go, that type of thing. So it gives you a little bit more of an consistency and level in who you're dealing with day in and day out, too. So a lot of different opportunities with that dedicated options as well, too. So lots of awesome questions coming in. So if you have more, you can definitely ask those. I'll let you kind of, Emily, read off the first one, and we'll keep going. Lots of them, and I like it. This is good.
Yeah. Sean Kirk, what is your CPM, and is there detention pay or layover pay? So cent per mile. That always goes based off of your experience, the type of account you come onto, and also the area that you're living. So there's a lot of different factors that goes into that. We could dive a little bit deeper into that if you want to submit an application or give us a call. We can kind of go over specifics at that point.
Absolutely.
We do offer detention and layover. That is dependent on the account again and also the customer.
Right.
So,
yeah, great. Yeah, they took the words out of my mouth. A lot of different factors go into a lot of different things when we were talking about pay. And you hit it on the head with, where you live, experience, the type of account. Some, solo accounts, hauling dry freight might pay less than a tanker account or whatever it may be. You are absolutely right on those. Betty Ann Richardson is asked, I drive dedicated now and get home on weekends. I live in New Jersey. Is there a division that I can get 3,000 plus miles weekly? Awesome, Betty. So first off, appreciate you chatting. If it depends on what you have available in your area, 3,000 plus miles, I would really look at and consider possibly a over-the-road type of position. Because sometimes dedicated accounts, depending on the dedicated account you're on, can ask for you to do some sort of extra accessorial pay, so additional unloading or whatever it may be, or wait for driver unload. And that can essentially take you away from miles. So if you're really looking to get all the miles you can think of, biggest bang for your buck, I would really look at over the road or even maybe possibly a team driving position too. Those are some that are ranking in truly
there's a lot that goes into it too. With everything, with the pay, with the miles, there's a lot that you have to consider when looking for a career with Schneider. The benefits, the home time, all of that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So William, asking again, William, I'm liking your tenacity. You are challenging us in every which way or form. So William lives in Ontario and gets his license on March 31st. So you live in Canada and are new to driving. So our freight that we have throughout the United States and Canada can fluctuate constantly. And we have lots of different options and lots of different opinions. So currently today, there might not be any freight in the Ontario area for somebody that's brand new to tractor-trailer driving. And the freight might ask for 6 months to 12 months of experience. But that doesn't mean come March 31st that there might not be something. So I keep your eyes peeled, keep a lookout. Because come March 31st, when you have that Class AZ license, they can be like booming from the seams for, new drivers. So I wouldn't get too discouraged yet. March 31st is still 2 months away, so check back when you get a little bit closer to your graduation time and see what there is to offer. So like I said, it's a constant rotation of so many different things.
Check back or give us a call. We can go over that with you too.
Yep. Gary, do you treat your drivers with respect? I like you, Gary. This is a good one. I'll let you take it away instead of me answering all the questions.
Yeah, respect is definitely one of the things that we value here at Schneider. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure that we're treating you with respect. You're out there doing a job. You're away from your family to provide for everybody else. So it's definitely a focal point. We make sure that we answer your questions as best as we can and that we get you the help that we need.
Absolutely. It's one of our core values. So there's 4 of them, and respect is one of those. So we definitely, it's what we live by. So not just as a driver do we want you to have these certain core values, but us being recruiters working in an office, we go by the same 4 core values as well too. So I'm glad you brought that up. It is a good thing to definitely look for when you're looking for a job too. Is how does one person treat another person when they're whether it be over the phone or you're in an office versus in a truck or whatever it may be. So yes, absolutely. So a lot more questions coming in. You guys are just ranking them up. I like it. Okay. First, Joe says, do you have any CDL instructor positions available? I enjoy helping others, and what better way than to help train entry-level drivers coming into the field? Yes. So Joe, yes, 100%. I do know a lot of different areas, kind of depending on where we're looking at, are looking for trainers right now. Off the top of my head, I know I saw one this morning in the Houston area, or it was in Texas. It might have been Houston or Dallas. My apologies. I don't remember. But yes, we're always looking for trainers. It will be listed on the Schneider Jobs website. So if you want to look there and type in your zip code, that's one of sometimes the struggles that we have the most is we have all this interest in the driver and people coming on board, and we just need a little bit of extra help with the trainers because the trainers we have right now are awesome. They're putting in a lot of time, a lot of energy to get those new hires, whether they're inexperienced or experienced, to bring them on board, show them the Schneider core values. And we want to keep it at a thing where we don't have too many people and not enough instructors to give a little bit more of that needed attention to each driver. So absolutely, we are always looking. So yeah, check out Schneider Jobs. Great question.
I'll get the next one. It looks like Osvaldo Hernandez. You guys don't teach and drive automatics. We do. The majority of our fleet, if not our entire fleet, is an automatic transmission. So you will be driving an automatic, especially if you want one. I don't know if there's any manual.
Very little manuals. I think we had a couple in like Southern California that are for specific dedicated accounts.
Right. Yep. And that would be discussed with you before you came on.
Yeah. Absolutely. Jennifer says, "Hi girls. Hopefully this year I come back to Schneider." Yes, Jennifer. We hope so too. And I'll let you take the next comment.
Emily is an awesome recruiter and an even better wife.
Aw, Jonathan, that's cute. My husband doesn't even know that I'm doing this right now, so that's super cute. All right, perfect. Yeah, continue to bring in the comments, questions. If it's just a shout out, we really greatly appreciate it. Lots of really awesome questions coming in too, so we like those. We talked a little bit earlier. We want to circle back to, we talked about van truckload, dedicated types of driving opportunities, regional over-the-road team. A lot of the ones that not every company has, we do is either intermodal or tanker. So I'll just kind of start with intermodal real quick. Intermodal, if you're ever wondering what is that and why is it popping up in my area, I'm kind of intrigued. Basically, think of it as something where we're hauling freight not only in and out of rail yards throughout the country, but it can be freight that can be loaded onto a rail to go to another part of the country, right? So very big hubs in, for instance, for Chicago is one of our biggest hubs. Kearney, New Jersey. We got out in California, some places in Texas and Georgia as well. So that is a very interesting type of line of business that not every carrier might have, and can pay you in multiple different ways, whether it be cents per mile, per load, per if you have to move. So when the trailer comes off the chassis, you can get paid additionally for that as well. We have all of our own chassis, so if you're an experienced intermodal driver and are constantly trying to get your chassis fixed because the equipment is just not doing so great, we have all of our own Schneider own chassis, so really try to keep the equipment current, up to date, and looking nice.
Intermodal is a really good. I mean, we have jets at Intermodal, and we have local Intermodal. So
so anything that can get you home from on a daily basis to if you want to stay out longer and just we haven't even talked about jet set either. So there was so many things to talk about. So jet set basically is where you can we can fly you to the truck. If we really need help with freight in a certain area or a certain part of the country, we can fly you to the truck. So Intermodal is a great example. I just hired a driver out of Oklahoma in a jet set Intermodal. So we don't have really intermodal freight in that area that he lived in Oklahoma, but we flew him to the freight. So lots of great opportunities that way as well. We pay for the plane ticket, help you get from the airport to the truck each time you go. Yeah. So if you're looking to just kind of get out and see what the world has to offer.
A good thing about jet set too is when you come home, typically you're home for a 5-day span. So out for 3 weeks, you're home for 5 full days, and that does not include your travel time. So you get a travel day back home, you get a travel day back out. So technically you're off for a week. So that's kind of nice. You go out, you do your work, and then you can come home.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question. Tanker as well too. A lot of different opportunities with that, hauling liquid freight. A little bit more physically demanding, but for those that are really looking to just get out of the truck and do something a little bit different, keep like their that physical aspect to driving, but do a little bit more. I already said physical, but you know what I mean, hand unloading. So you're, as the driver, going to be the one that literally unloads or loads the tank with the liquid freight, and just a little bit more goes into it than if you're hauling dry freight. So we have plenty of opportunities in that aspect too. Now that does require a little bit more on your end in terms of like endorsements. So having a tanker endorsement, at some point a hazmat endorsement, and all those you can get through contacting your local DMV. Tankers is taking a simple test, whereas a hazmat endorsement requires a little bit more. There's a test involved, background checks, fingerprinting. Can take a little bit longer.
Reimburse for hazmat.
Exactly. Perfect. Yep. And we reimburse for all that, the testing and the backgrounds and stuff like that too. So keep your receipts. Keep your receipts for a lot of things. I know we're talking about reimbursement. So you mentioned the hazmat endorsement. If you take if you put any sort of fuel into like your rental car when you're going to orientation, we'll reimburse for that. And then we reimburse for tuition. We haven't even we'll get to tuition in a little bit. We'll talk more about driving opportunities. I don't want to get too off track, but a lot of different things that we reimburse for too, but the hazmat endorsement is definitely one of them. Yeah. So good call. A couple more questions coming in. Angelina says, I've had my CDL for 2 years, but I have no experience and need training. Perfect. That is totally something we can offer. So no matter how long ago you got your Class A CDL, if you don't have any experience using it, we'll give you the training that you need. So you would be considered what we call an inexperienced driver. So you would attend an inexperienced orientation. So I'm going to let you dive into, let's talk orientation. That's a good segue.
Yeah, so orientation for somebody with 3 months or more of experience within the last 10 years typically ranges from 4 days up to, I believe, like 2 weeks.
Yeah, depending on the line of business that you're traveling.
And then if you have less than 3 months within the last 10 years, you can go 18 days up to 4.5 weeks. It just depends on what line of business you come on to.
Absolutely.
We're going to make sure that you're prepared to go out on the road no matter what, though. So just because we put you in that experience training, don't be freaked out. Well, I haven't been in a truck for very long. If you're not comfortable, we can get you that. Or the trainers, I should say.
Yes.
Can assist you with getting that additional training.
100%. 100%. Yeah, and if you're new, so in Angelina, in your case, if you haven't been in a truck in 2 years, part of your orientation will include time out over the road with a training engineer. So it's definitely something that we can get you, if you just need to get the wheels moving and grooving again and get back into the saddle, we have that orientation for you. So absolutely awesome. Jason says, hi, ladies. I'm a current driver for this wonderful company. I thought I'd just stop by and say hi. Hi, Jason. And let the fine people know that Schneider is a top-tier first-class company. You won't regret coming here. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
Aw.
Jason, thank you very much. We appreciate that. And we love to hear from, if you're a current driver or you've had a great experience, let us know about it. We like to hear all the constructive things as well as the good things that we're hearing, too, from our current drivers. So let us know if you have, just want to shout out, say hi. That's what we're here for. So it's good to hear from our current drivers and drivers we've helped for, too. So that's awesome.
Yeah. Looks like Gustave. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. I had a CDL and I'm thinking of getting it again. I want to get back in the truck. That's awesome to hear. We'd love to have you get your CDL again and come on board with us. Like we've been talking about, we have a lot of different opportunities and the training is there. So.
Absolutely. Great job. And Clayton asked, howdy, Schneider. Howdy, Clayton. I was curious of y'all's CDL training. Does it include training on manual trucks? So like Emily alluded to before, so we are almost at full capacity for automatic transmission vehicles. So whether you go through our apprenticeship program, which we'll chat about in a little bit, or you went to, if you're just coming on board for our orientation, you will be in an automatic vehicle 99% of the time. We alluded to there's one or two things, but in training and orientation, it will be on that automatic transmission. So great question. Since I brought it up, we'll chat a little bit about our program that's gaining a little bit more speed here, and that's it's called, you'll hear it referred to sometimes as a CAP program, but basically a CDL apprenticeship training program.
Awesome opportunity for those that are wanting to get their CDL. I really, if it's available for you, you should go that route. Absolutely.
So basically what it does, it combines, I always compare it to, you can put like a school and orientation rolled into one. So it's a 5-week course that we hold. We have a couple different locations, and basically it's a mix of those two things. And then by the time you're done with the 5 weeks, not only do you have your CDL, but you're done with training, and then boom, you're in a truck.
Right. So, and you're hired as an employee on day one.
Yes.
You're paid while you go through that. We put you up in a hotel. We pay for your transportation.
Yeah.
Some of your meals are provided.
Yep.
I mean, it's a win-win situation.
Absolutely. So if you want to see if it's available in your area, because it is only in certain locations, when you go to SchneiderJobs.com, there's a filter on the left-hand side that says CDL Apprenticeship Program. Click on the filter, and if jobs appear, that means it's available in your area. Now, it does require you have your Class A permit in order to come on board. So work on, at least start the process to get in that if that's something that really intrigues you. We can still do an application review if you don't have it, but I would, if you are really super interested, it sounds like a program you would like to do, I would definitely get the ball rolling by at least starting to get that permit for sure.
Yeah.
So awesome program.
Yeah, I've hired quite a few drivers recently.
Yes. Yep. I've got a couple in the pipe for in the next couple of weeks too. So definitely reach out to us we can chat a little bit more about it too as well. Yep. Jennifer again says, I requested a second week over the road training to ease my mind, and Schneider allowed it. They won't throw you out there without you feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Perfect. So great example. Jennifer went out with a trainer. It's usually like, depending on the orientation you attend, 5 to 7 days with a trainer. But if you're got to the end of that and you're like, man, I really wish I had more time with this trainer. Jennifer requested the second week. She got it. Totally made her feel more comfortable. So, and that's something you can do. So if you feel as though, especially I get this a lot too, if you're an experienced driver, usually orientation's a lot shorter. Majority of the time, depending on the orientation, you don't need to go out with a trainer. Someone say, hey, I really feel like I could actually use a trainer. Just chat with the trainers at orientation.
We want you to feel safe.
Yeah, 110%.
You're driving big equipment, and
yes.
If you don't feel safe, then that's a problem.
Right. Speaking of equipment, I'm glad you alluded to it. So a lot of people ask me, like, what do we drive? What do we haul? What type of equipment do we have? So majority of the trucks that we have are Freightliner Cascadias. We try to keep everything as current and up to date as possible. So you won't see anything on the road that's old, essentially. Like a lot of people
I've heard like 2 to 3 years of age is what I typically tell drivers.
Yeah, usually on average. That includes like a memory foam mattress, Depending on
Bunk heaters.
Yep. If the heaters, yeah, that's a good one for this time of year. If at any point in time, or depending on the year of the model you might have, some years, when it's 2018 or newer, have APUs and refrigerators. If you don't get that year model, they have capability for inverters for you to bring in that equipment as well too.
Tablets now.
Tablets. Let's talk about the tablets. So a lot of people say, well, you use electronic logs, right? Yes, and hopefully
with the built-in trucker GPS.
Yes, yep, and hopefully everybody's using electronic logs, not just us now. But this tablet is really fantastic. So it's so mobile. You know what I mean? It's not like the big computer that used to sit in the truck. You take it out with the. You mentioned the built-in GPS, but it's where you get everything. All your loads and assignments come right into that. You can log miles, log your hours. It's got videos onto everything you can think of. So how would I, if you're out and your headlight goes out, how do I change a headlight? I don't really want to call maintenance and wait for maintenance. I can do it myself. How do I do it myself? Well, there's a video on the tablet that can show you how to do it. Literally everything you can think of right on that tablet. I like the Find My Trailer option.
Oh, yep.
So there's a little app. It's called Find My Trailer, and because each of our trailers is equipped with a GPS device, so you type in the trailer number, boom, it'll show you where exactly that trailer is sitting. I think within a certain mile radius.
I don't know what it is.
I know. I'm blanking
it's on there.
Yeah. So if you get to a huge, like if you're an intermodal driver, you get to a huge rail yard, and it says, okay, now you have to find this trailer number, and you're like, oh my God.
It help you to know in a general area where that.
Like this place has thousands of trailers. Where am I going to go? Instead of you driving up and down, wasting all your time, you just punch in the number and boom, it would come up and show you, like you said, the general area. Saves time, which is fantastic.
Time is money.
Time is money. And man, the energy of when I did my ride along, I was the lookout for my driver to read the trailer numbers as he drove down the thing. So
they're
definitely
not printed huge. So.
No, and then if the weather hit that night, you know what I mean, it's got all the, some of the numbers are starting to scrape off or wear off, and I don't have the best eyesight either. So yeah, definitely a really cool function on that. So the tablet we spend quite a bit of time in orientation on that tablet.
Probably way more than we even know is on
there,
that,
Yeah, they gave us a mini rundown back before, I think what year are we in now? Yeah. 2019. And it was pretty straightforward and I like user friendly. So it literally, you couldn't move on to the next assignment tab until you hit save or you hit that you completed your load or you updated your nats or whatever it was. So it was a really awesome opportunity to get to a little hands-on work with that. So that was cool.
Awesome. Sean Perk, does Schneider haul temperature controlled freight or have a reefer division? We do.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do haul temperature controlled freight and we do haul reefer as well. Mm-hmm. So both of those opportunities are there. Yeah. I don't really often see specifically only reefer dedicated.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a mix, and most of our trailers vans, just normal dry van.
Yeah, normal dry van. Depending on if you're like on a dedicated account for, I see it quite a bit if we're dedicated for like a grocery store or something like that. It can be a mix of reefer and dry freight trailers. Yeah, I usually don't see much that's just solely reefer. Correct. It's a little mix of both. So, but Jean said Schneider's a good company for new CDL holders. You will learn a lot with them. Awesome. Yes, absolutely. We take the time, dedication, especially if you're new to a truck. Emily said before, you're hauling a lot of big, heavy equipment. We want you to be safe and feel comfortable. So don't hesitate to, if you feel like you just need a little bit more work or help on this, or this, just ask. We definitely will offer that.
That's why we offer those training opportunities too, because we know what it's like to be a new driver in the industry, and we want to make sure that we help you do the best that you
can. Absolutely. All right. So Terrence had asked, how long is training at Schneider? So depending on the line of business that you're in and how much experience you have will determine how long your orientation will be. So if you're experienced, depending on the line of business, can be anywhere from 4 days to about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
New hires, anywhere from minimum of 18, 19 days to 4.5 weeks. Again, just depending on the line of business you're in. So if you're curious, we have plenty of all that is listed on Schneider Jobs too, but talk to your recruiter as well too. They'll kind of walk you through the schematics of everything and say, how long am I going to be here?
Your training ideally would look
right.
like.
And I do want to point out too, I get sometimes a question, I'll go through and I'll say, okay, well, orientation and training is 19 days long. I'll talk about all the things and talk about going out with the trainer, and then they say, okay, well then, so in total I'm really going out 20 some days. And, well, no, the 19 days of inexperienced van truckload, the part with the trainer is part of the 19 days.
Right, yeah. And it's not in addition to.
Yes.
That's included in.
Yep,
so.
Yep, absolutely. Great questions. These are good questions coming in. Derek says, looking into a dedicated account as a new CDL holder with Schneider, do you have a rider policy? Yes, we do. So, Derek, for new drivers coming on board to Schneider, we do ask that once you come on board, you have at least 6 months of safe driving prior to bringing somebody on board. Now, that person that you bring on board then can be 18 years of age or older, unless they're an immediate family member. Then they can be 10 or older. Exception to that rule is if you're in the tanker division, then we just ask that your passenger be 18, no matter what. Just a safety-related issue. You're hauling potentially hazardous freight. So we get a lot of people in the summertime, the kids come along and see what mom or dad do when they're in the truck. And so cool opportunity. Just get that safe driving under your belt, too. Good question.
Looks like Sean Dickerson. You have to be clean-shaven to pull tankers at Schneider. You do need to shave daily.
Yes.
We do ask that you wear respirators on your face from time to time, depending on what you're hauling. And those respirators need to have a snug, tight fit to your face. Mm-hmm. So it's for your own safety. We want to make sure that you're protected while you're hauling that
Absolutely. While we're on that topic, I kind of want to talk about the other little couple of one-offs with the tanker division as well, too. So Emily mentioned clean-shaven daily. We also ask if you wear corrective lenses of any kind, that you wear your glasses and not your contacts. Again, another safety issue. Anything were to ever splash back in your face, we need to make sure those eyes are protected. And if anything gets on those contacts and starts to, we're in a safety-related issue and problems there. So
we do issue all the uniforms that you need.
Yep.
I believe goggles if you need them.
Goggles.
Like I said, respirators. So all that stuff is there for you. We just ask that you wear the glasses or clean shave.
Yep, and clean shaven every day. You'll have to, unfortunately, if you have an allergy to latex, no, we'd have to find you a different line of business, just for the reason of we sometimes can haul liquid latex, and I know some of the equipment is made from, parts of it are made from latex as well, too. So, again, safety, we don't want you breaking up in hives and if you're got that allergy either. So, absolutely.
Not fun. Awesome. Looks like Bobby, I'm headed to Schneider training on February 15th.
Awesome.
We're excited to have you.
Yes, very much. And I think the 15th is a Monday. I don't know.
Maybe like 2-3 weeks from now?
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's coming up real fast. Boy. And then Frank also asked, do we hire a recruit in El Paso? Yes, we do. Plenty of opportunities in that area in the Southwest, too. So just type in your zip code at schneiderjobs.com, and it'll bring up anything that you find that you may be interested in your area. So absolutely, we do. All right, what do we want to move on to next? Lots of good questions. You guys are doing a great job for us and keeping us...
Facilities. We have a lot of different facilities.
Yes.
I don't know if this is correct, but I counted like 42 different locations. There might be more than that.
Yeah.
A lot of them have different amenities there.
Yep.
Showers, laundry.
Yep, showers, laundry, Wi-Fi. Some places, being bigger than others, some have exercise and equipment ATM. And actual cafes versus like vending machines and things like that. So it kind of all depends on where you are and location. Lots of different parking, versus maintenance bays and stuff. So each place is a little bit different.
Just a little trick to the trade, too. When you're out there and you use like Pilot, Flying J, those things, sign up for those rewards.
Yeah.
My husband's a truck driver, and he has like a lot of rewards.
A lot of rewards. So kind of a follow-up question to that. So what can you get with rewards and stuff like that?
Anything in the store. You can use it for merchandise in the store.
And the Schneider store, right? Correct?
Just any Pilot, Flying J.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. See, I didn't even know that. I knew like certain places gave you points to get like Subway sandwiches, or or to like do that. So
you get points on the pilot or Flying J card, and then you can use them for
something within the store.
So that's just a good trick to the trade.
Awesome, sounds good. The kind of a follow up that too. Some people asked, is there specific locations that I have to stop at to fuel up with, or anything like that? No, but like Emily said, if they give you the rewards, you like stopping at the pilot or the Flying J, you're more than welcome to, but you don't have to stop at those places if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yep. A couple more questions coming in. James said, I would love to come back to Schneider. I'm still driving with my Class A, but I'm in driving a Class B truck. What do I have to do? A refresher course first. That's a great question. So first off, we would love to have you back. Just give us a call so we can pull up your old information. We don't require refresher courses, but if you feel comfortable with doing a refresher on your own, you are more than welcome to. We don't
away with that.
We don't have those anymore. What we would do is, depending on your amount of experience, determine where you'd be going for orientation and how long. And if you then feel like you need a little extra, like I said, just ask at orientation too. So lots of different items and different opportunities that we have. So kind of getting back to the question we were talking about, the different operating centers and facilities that we have. Some of them too have showers, laundry. A lot of people ask about that too. Just if you're out for 3 weeks at a time, where can I stop to get a good shower and to do my laundry? If you're near one of our
take advantage of it.
Facilities, absolutely. Good question. Perfect. I'll read it off and I'll let you answer it. But Steven said, I just got my CDL license a couple of weeks ago. There's a Schneider recruiter that was supposed to call me today. What are regional jobs like? What am I looking into? All right.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you got in touch with somebody and someone's going to be reaching out to you. Regional typically is a shorter travel area. So I've seen like regional Western 11 states, regional Central 24. So that's what regional is. So
right.
You're sticking closer to home. A lot of the regional are out bi-weekly, like an 11 and 3 type schedule is what I typically tell drivers, but bi-weekly or weekly time at home.
Absolutely.
It just depends on what's available out of your area.
Absolutely. And kind of follow up, Stephen, if you are waiting on a phone call, just call us. You know what I mean? And if you can't get a hold of somebody, we'll get to you as quick as we can. But if you were waiting on a phone call, just give us a call.
Yes.
Okay. Great question. Jennifer says, one of our positions says you have to live within 150 miles from a location, but she's 170 miles. Can that be waived? That's a good question. So I think what we would do at that point, when we would pull up the exact locations to see if you're just possibly a little bit closer.
We have a 10-mile buffer typically.
Yep. 10-mile buffer is usually the rule of thumb. The reason for these radiuses, if you see them online, a lot of it has to do with the park locations that we're going to put you at. So let's say, hypothetically, you're coming home for 2 days, but now you have to drive 150 plus miles or 170 miles to get that park location to your home. That's a lot of extra driving just to get home for your time at home after you park your truck. So a lot of times that's why we have some sort of radius, and also too to keep in a certain amount of, when we're posting things online, which drivers or anything like that. So, is there a way to get in touch with a TE prior to training and get a packing list? Perfect. Yes, absolutely. So there's a video on YouTube about it. Actually, we just created not too long ago, and a blog on our website with everything that you need to bring along, not only to orientation, but with a trainer as well too. So you literally in YouTube type up, Schneider packing list, it'll pop up.
Plus we send them. Send them a packing list.
Yeah. In your orientation email that you get, there will be an attachment for a packing list as well too. But if you want to visibly see, like, what else should I pack, then we have videos on YouTube and a blog about it on our website too. To get to the blog page, if you're more curious about that, on SchneiderJobs.com, top right-hand corner, you'll see, it'll literally say blog. You can click on that slice of orange page, and it'll bring up not only all the different articles we have on driving jobs, but just careers in general as well too. So that's great.
Looks like Tom Reynolds. Does Schneider hire people on Social Security? That's not a reason we wouldn't hire you.
Right.
So if you're interested, go ahead and apply, and we'll take you through that interview process and go from there.
Yeah, we're really looking at, are you qualified? Not only do you have your Class A CDL, we look at your, so let's talk about that. What to expect in an application review. So we have not only We go through the details of the account that you want to move forward on, just to make sure it is the right one for you. So rates, schedules, park locations, timeout, travel area, all that fun stuff. And then we also chat with you as well, too, about personal information, previous licenses, addresses, your work history. And the reason why we're going through the work history, we want to verify that we're giving you credit for your tractor trailer time, to give you that credit for experience, determine which type of orientation you're going to, and then we're going to go through your motor vehicle report, and we do ask background questions as well, too. So just kind of be prepared. You're answering a lot of those on your application initially. We're just going to go through and ask those individually as well, too. So, yeah, as long as you are wanting to drive and qualified, we can definitely move forward then. So that's a good question.
For sure.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Keep those questions coming. If you guys have more questions, we're happy to answer them.
Absolutely. A couple other items I wanted to touch on, too, just some other benefits that are offered as well, too. We have plenty of paid holidays as well, too. Mm-hmm. So as of it was
after a year with Schneider, you get those.
Yep. After a year with Schneider, you can get 6 paid holidays, paid time off as well, too. We talked about the passenger program, facility amenities. I want to dabble a little bit into, we've done videos before, but just kind of a broad overview of our military program as well, too. Mm-hmm. So we have, if you're a former military member, there is a question in the application when you fill that out. Feel free to click yes, do you have previous military experience, or you were previously served, and if you've been discharged or you separated within the last 12 months.
Yep.
The reason we're asking these questions are if you separated within the last 12 months, there's additional military pay credit that we can offer you as well, no matter what you did in the military. So if you drove in the military, awesome. And if you didn't drive, that's okay too. There is some sort of military pay we can offer if you've been discharged or separated within the last 12 months. If it's more than 12 months, we do also have additional benefits for our military apprenticeship program.
Yes.
So if you have any post 9/11 GI Bill benefits, not going to use them or pass them on to anybody, we can help get those paid back to you as well too. So we have a great, one of our screeners is former military as well. A lot of our recruiters on the floor are actually former military too. So if you are, interested, we got plenty of people that are well versed on that and can help you walk through a little bit more. I have a little, a good understanding. I'm not prior military, so, but I do know quite a bit of us within the program that.
We'll get you in touch with somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. But can answer a good majority of your questions if you need those. So definitely. Oh, and kind of to bring it back around to that, we were talking about home time and stuff. If you have drill or you are annual training, we will get you home for that.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's not a question of maybe. We will get you home for that. Absolutely. So I did want to kind of plug in our military phone number. So it's 866-VETS CDL, so V as in Victor, ETS CDL. That can help talk to you a little bit more about that military program too.
Otherwise, our general line, they can get you to somebody that can help
Absolutely.
you.
Awesome. Kind of one of the last things that I wanted to touch on before we wrap up today, we talked about a lot of different reimbursements, benefits, things like that. For our new drivers, if you graduated from truck driving school within the last 12 months, and you paid for your schooling out of your own pocket or own loan, we can help pay that back to you. So it's part of our tuition reimbursement program. Basically, just send us some sort of receipt showing that you paid for that tuition or with a lender, and we can get that paid back to you in $200 payments a month, $400 if you're on a team account, so it's more, but $200 payments a month after you've been with us for 30 days. So take advantage of it.
And up to $7,000 we reimburse.
Yeah. So if you paid $7,000 for schooling and you want to get it all paid back, we can help you with it. So just
And there's no contract with that. I've had drivers say, "Well, is there a contract?" No.
Yeah. Do I have to sign anything for it?
No. It's just while you're employed, we pay that back.
Yeah, absolutely. So nice little extra added $200 back into your pocket after you've been on board. So definitely. So great questions. A lot of great general Q&A. We had a lot of good stuff today. I liked it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So thanks everyone for watching. The audience, you can learn more about us at schneiderjobs.com. We're happy to answer your questions.
Hopefully we hear from you soon.
Thank you.